Hello, I'm having technical problems with StreamYard. Second night in a row, wouldn't recognize my microphone or camera, and I had to fuck around for quite a while. Now I don't have my light because of limited USB. Give me a second, I'm going to see. Now, what the fuck? Okay. Just gonna do some adjustments. Super fucking annoying. Let's get some better light. There we go. That's better coloring for me. My mouse is working. Fucking StreamYard. Fuck you. Hello, Megaleech Safa. Heine, how's it going? Oh, fuck me. And I was on time. Like, I made a video about dirty martinis before starting. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, there'll be some dust in here. A tickle in my nose. Oh, good lord. That was annoying. Huh. Not as annoying as StreamYard fucking around with me. Good lord. Anyway, I have a dirty martini. Dirty pink martini. Fucking yum, man. I like martinis. Dun, 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 dun. Finished martini week now. Counting the one I just made 7 martini videos over the course of a week. So, yeehaw. I'm going to make one more video tonight. Not a martini. My first non-martini video in a week. Radical. It's a drink I've never tried before, and it sounds interesting. So I'm going to try it. Yum. Just a little bit salty. I don't like over-the-top, filthy, dirty martinis. I'm a little bit dirty, as they say. What was I doing? I was going to bring up my Discord. What did I miss? Let me see. What's going on? Megaleech opening our thread. Opening with the Battle of Waterloo, but everyone's dressed like ABBA, which is particularly good theme. Good theme. Dr. Abigail, you took your pain meds. The universe was moving through eyeballs. Yep. Yep, that sounds like some pretty worthwhile pain meds going on there. But what if ABBA fought the Battle of Waterloo? Maybe it would look like this. It's probably just slightly more flamboyant than what the soldiers actually wore in the Battle of Waterloo. Oh, God, this one's funny. Oh, dear. So... present, what's going on? And there's clearly a member of ABBA right in there. And these soldiers are dressed more flamboyantly than the last ones too. Share this one. What's going on here? Oh, this is nice. That's like Agnetha just strolling. She's at the back of the battle, though. She's just gonna do a music video while the battle's going on behind her, I think. And why not? Why not? Oh, you've been set AIDSy mode on the meds. Yeah, okay. That's pretty serious meds when that happens. Well, that's a start. All right, I'm just going to be. I might make the AIDSy strength cocktails I was talking about. Oh, the Devil's Sazerac and the Code Grey. Oh, okay. That honestly, that's a combo. Although I think what you'd really want to do for the full effect, AIDSy mode on the B day with AIDSy mode MDMA. That now, you'd never want to leave. Cheers, y'all. Oh, so God, I think I need a tissue after that sneezing fit. Actually, I'm starting to get little mannerisms like Zizek, that I don't know, political philosopher. Is that what we'd call him? I find it very, and this is super shallow of me. I find it very difficult to listen to him because of a speech impediment. I guess I think it's like the sort of thing when you've got either an overbite or an underbite, and so S's sound funny instead of just like S's. I'm doing it badly, but it sounds like there's a lot of spit involved, basically, and I find it a little unsettling. Hey, Celtic King, how are you this evening? I'm gonna do this. Drink a bit more dirty martini. And then I'm going to make a drink called the Lioness. And I think I just sort of was attracted to its name at first. And then I really want to make it. So we'll do that. It's a brandy-based drink, but has a few other interesting ingredients. Actually, there's a peach liqueur. I have a bunch of fruit liqueurs. I don't think I have a peach liqueur. So I get to be creative and go, what fruit flavor will I put in? Celtic, I am well, and the family's well. Thank you for asking. And hey, Justin, how are you this evening? Sunday, bloody Sunday. Going into the office tomorrow. Bleh. First time for a while, though, because I didn't go in last week. I normally go in on Mondays and Tuesdays. And Monday was a public holiday. And there were sick people in the house on Tuesday. And I thought, maybe I'll get sick and pass it on to people at work, which would be bad. So I'll just stay home. Mind you, Mrs. Angry's feeling unwell today, so who the heck knows what state I'm going to be in tomorrow? Anything can happen. That's just the way things are. Well, look, I'm going to have this later. Yeah, look at that. It looks like a decent urine sample. Clarified cocktail I made. just a whole bunch of stuff chucked in there. The base that I used to clarify it was actually the homemade Baileys that Dr. Abigail's friend made and left at my place some ages ago, actually. But what's it got? It's got, well, no, so it's not brandy. It's a clarified cocktail. It's got whiskey and rum and a bitter wine called Nocturne. Vin Amer is the fancy name. It's like a bitter herbal wine, or herb with bitter. Sorry, a wine with bitter herbs added to it, essentially, and a bit of sugar syrup. Did I put anything else interesting in there? I mean, that's interesting enough. Whiskey, rum, some bitter elements. So, you know, and I haven't tasted it yet. I will taste it later. I'm going to make one more video, a short video. Won't take me long to do. And, you know, because I ended up not doing a stream last night. So I wasn't drinking the alcohol. No, believe it or not, Celtic, I'm too much of an introvert. I have actually heard of professional cuddlers. I have heard of that. I would be too weirded out. I'm too much of an introvert, which may not really sound that sensible with someone who puts themselves out on the internet all the time. But physical contact with complete strangers, I'm going to get into it. Oh, you went to a local basketball match. Cool. All right, well, that's good. Supporting local. What am I doing here? Just how long my hair is. I'm just considering whether I'm really tie it back for work. I often go through thoughts. I don't want to do a radical haircut, but maybe trim it. I don't know. Whims and all these things. Oh, God, you went so full venue, full of children. Yeah, sensory overload. I can see that. Yeah, that was actually really nice. Trying to think, do I need something else? Do I or don't I? Okay, got to do a couple things to get ready, though. Get ready, because here I come now. Get ready. It's an old disco song there's been so many cover versions of. All right. Let me do a couple of things. Okay, I'm going to get this chair out of the room. I'm going to sit down again. Going to make this copper down. So we've got this camera over here, so you just get the big pole in the way. Get ready, because here I come now. Is it more or less obstructive if I move the camera? That's kind of less obstructive, isn't it? There you go. That's a good idea. Oh, just a plane full of children. Yeah, I can see that not being fun, quite honestly. Get ready. Here I come now. Put this gin back. So I'm very excited. I have some empty spaces on my shelf because, well, basically I put a couple things in barrels. I put an old fashioned and a liqueur in barrels. So I emptied a bunch of bottles to do that. Excuse to get more bottles. I'm going to wait and see if I get a tax return. All right. Fruit flavors. We've got blood orange, apricot, blackberry, redberry. It's not really called redberry. Hello. Oh, what's this one? Kumquat. Should we do kumquat? Maybe I'll do apricot. Apricot. Rather than, I think apricot's closer to peach, yeah. Like kumquat might. Oh no, kumquat's a citrus, isn't it? Oh, chicken in charge, actually. All right. Chicken in charge. I'm going to try and prop chicken in charge up. There we go. Chicken in charge. Just looks so shocked. Can I adjust chicken in charge so they're... No, chicken in charge is actually just looking off to the side. Thank you for going there with kumquat, Dr. Abigail. Someone had to. That's all good. There's my phone. There's my phone. Cognac Farnham. Lime juice. Okay, which brandy will I use? I'm gonna use this Martell. Almost gone. Is that another excuse to buy some more brandy? Oh, I forgot to get the phloem out of here. I forgot I have that brandy liqueur. Okay. No, I'm just going to say, doing it with apricot. A lioness. Okay. And this goes in a... I'm going to do my Nick and Nora. I haven't shut off my Nick and Nora glass for a little while. Right. So, progressively getting my shit together. Honestly, I don't trust anyone who doesn't go there with the kumquat line. Why wouldn't you take a free shot like that? Okay. Made me feel when you do so right. Okay, last bit of life in that little thingy. Okay, 45 mils of cognac. And then 3/4 of an ounce of phloem. Get ready, cause here I come now. That's why I got that "Here I Come" got stuck in my head because of kumquat. Right, let's do this. Finally, the lime juice. Right, now, ice baby. Put that in, and in fact, a little bit more. How's things going, chicken in charge? Look like you're keeping a lid on things. Never bit more ice, bit more ice. Why not have a bit more ice? Okay. Now, put this glass here. All right. It's a nice color. Let's get this going. Oof. Painfully cold to hold, so I've shooken it enough. I think this is a bit much volume. Oh, look at that wash line. That's about as good as it gets. Right, and off you go. And I will just take a picture of it as well. Is the chicken keeping everyone in line? Hello, Kirsten. Oh my God, you've had food poisoning. That's not good. Mrs. Angry has tummy troubles that we were wondering if it might have been food poisoning. Where did I put my phone? It's over here. I'll take a picture of this. Haven't been religious with posting my pictures to Steve the bartender's Facebook. I better remember to do that. All right. Now, little talky talk. Should only take a couple of minutes. Few minutes. Let's see how we're going here. All right. Ready? G'day, cocktail lovers. This cocktail is called the Lioness, and I think it may be because of the colour. It's a brandy-based drink, and there's a bit of a twist on a sour. Give it a taste. There's some really interesting flavours going on in there, and here's how I made it. In a mixing glass, we put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of the brandy of your choice. And then we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce or around 22.5 mils of falernum. Same amount, 3/4 of an ounce or around 22.5 mils of an apricot liqueur. And the final touch is 3/4 of an ounce, 22.5 mils of lime juice. Then we add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink. And we strain it into a chilled cocktail glass. I'm using a Nick & Nora, which gives us this drink. It's a bit sour, it's got a bit of the tropical vibe from the falernum, and it's got a nice earthy base from the cognac. Well worth a try, the Lioness. Cheers. Man, the apricot really comes through. Now, at the risk of more shameless innuendo, because I like the taste of Kumquatcello. I actually do want to try that one with the Kumquatcello. There's one of my mystery bottles. Okay, chicken in charge, your time is up. Go over there. Look after things on the bed. Now, I am going to bring this back. So I'm looking at it rather than past it. And we're back. Rays, how you doing? Miguelich, I can't make it. It's chicken in charge. And it's just shut the fuck up on repeat in the background. I think technically I could do that. Honestly, that is a fun sort of Dadaist idea. I did do the... Yeah, you can do 10-hour videos on YouTube. I should do a loop of the shut the fuck up video that goes for 10 hours. Upload that to YouTube. Just go, hey, someone's shouting shut the fuck up for... Actually, I don't shout at all. Sometimes I just speak it. Someone going shut the fuck up for 10 hours. Oh god, so much happened when I was gone. Chicken's mouth looks like your butthole after a messy Sunday and whiskey and kebabs. Oh no. Oh gosh. So Justin, the kids on the plane were doing their year 5 Canberra trip. Yeah, it's like every school kid has to do a excursion to Canberra. Do it if the Liberals win an election. I think that's a little ways off in the future. I mean, obviously they're going to. That's just the way things are. And look, there's a non-zero chance they win the next federal election. I don't think they will. I think the odds are quite strongly stacked against them. I mean, theoretically, they'll eventually win government in Victoria again. As much as I don't like the Liberal Party, we do need a strong opposition. It's bad if the opposition can't challenge the power of the government. And currently, the opposition is so shit. They're not as far down the toilet as the West Australian Liberals, but Jesus, they're a fucking joke. And yes, I did see the $2 billion social housing announcement. I didn't read the detail, so I don't know exactly what it means, because they did do some weird things before that was a promise, but, we'll see what happens. I mean, I've seen a few people say reasonable things about the housing market, and I would side with two things. There should be no tax benefit for investment properties, none whatsoever, because the idea that promotes building of rental properties is utterly false. It's been proven that's utterly false. It's been proven all it does is fuck up the housing market for a significant majority of people. Second thing is an interesting one I hadn't thought of, because I don't think it's as big a problem in Australia as it is in other countries, but it's a problem. And I agree, corporations should not be able to buy residential property. That is a deeply evil thing that's rife in the US. And from listening to the Blind Boy podcast, it's a big problem in Ireland as well. It's probably a problem all through Europe and maybe Asia as well. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but it's a bad fucking thing when these investment funds buy just masses of housing, and all they do is fuck up the housing market for ordinary people. Yeah, Rays, I think it's going to be a long time before there's an opposition in WA. Well, it's interesting, McGowan's dipped out. Let's just take him at face value. He's protecting his own well-being after a really stressful couple of years, and he's dipping out while on a massive high, which makes the job freeze replacement so much easier. Raise your little gun. Well, as you all know, I am unashamedly radical left. Throw the billionaires in jail until everyone in the supply chain that actually creates the wealth they say is theirs is being looked after. And I mean everyone in every country. Okay, that drink's growing on me. Apricot's not my favorite flavor. So someone with a sharp editing eye could get me out when I saying, I love the taste of kumquat liqueur. And, if you're real good at editing, you can take that out of context. And you know what? I don't care. So, oh God. Okay. So I saw this thing, it was like, oh, AI is going to be terrible. No one will know what's real and what's not. And as opposed to the way people have swallowed blatant lies from corporations, politicians, military, royalty for centuries. Literal wars have started on absolute falsehoods because the media and or politicians whipped the public up into a frenzy. I mean, literally, do you think the Nazis rose to power on the truth? No, they rose to power on propaganda, lies like the Reichstag fire, and just like hideous lies against Jewish people, obviously. So on the one level, when everyone's going, oh no, AI, we won't know what's real, like people have always just believed whatever the fuck they want to believe anyway. But I was flicking through Twitch, just trying to find hot tub streams to masturbate to. I mean, trying to find really insightful, interesting live streams that made me think. There was this one, and it was using AI generated video and synthesized voices, and it was Trump and Biden. It's kind of like a mock interview, not interview, a mock debate, and it was very obviously false. But you look at it and you just go, it's only going to take a year or two for this to look extremely flawless, close to flawless. And I believe what it is, there's this model that creates the video image, animates video image, which matches it to what they're speaking. There's a voice synthesizer that fakes their voice. And there's someone behind it just doing text, and it's doing text to voice, and it's matching to the video. It was mildly amusing because they just, had Trump and Biden swearing at each other and swearing at the commenters in the stream, which, I'm easily amused and very juvenile. So I did find it mildly amusing. But that did actually get to me as like, it's actually going to be extremely difficult to not fall for shit in the immediate future. Like I said, I found this mildly amusing. While obviously fake, it was a little bit compelling as well. And there's no question in my mind, in as short as a year or two, it'll be super difficult for an ordinary person to tell whether video stuff. And again, people have been very clever video editors, have been able to fake video convincingly for years, but that's hard, specialized work that takes ages to put together. I'm talking about these things are being created instantly. You've got the tool that does the voice synthesis. You've got the tool that does the video synthesis and matches up to the voice. And then it's just text to voice and video. And when something that someone with no skill generates spontaneously. Poof, shit's getting fucking weird, yo. What the fuck was that? The fuck? Okay, I'm maybe back. Am I maybe back? God damn it. I'm maybe back. The good old days. Remember when Angry Aussie used to have a camera that worked on his live feed? Yeah, okay. God damn it. It's just I don't know if the problem, and I don't know, I think part of the problem is for StreamYard, but I think part of the problem is maybe the fucking USB connection points on this fucking thing. Dr. Abigail, please don't joke about mute, okay? It's actually really stressful when I have technical problems like this. So it's a clip on Discord. Oh, God. There is in fact a clip on Discord. God damn. So yes, have I paid my StreamYard bill this week? Have I paid the gravity bill? Every now and then I want to stop paying the reality bill, and I just want everything to go weird. Because why am I paying for this reality when it sucks so much? Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I need to get a couple of things. I'm going to try this because I haven't tried it yet. It's not absinthe. It's my special clarified cocktail. Gosh darn it. Maybe I'll put AIDSy on because I might be gone for a minute or two. Do, 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 do. Let's go, YouTube. Okay. Ooh, that's an excellent question. What law of physics would you change if you could? Probably that entropy can't decrease, because the idea of entropy continually increasing till the heat death of the universe is not cheerful. Mind you, I did watch a Sabine Hossenfelder video, which is this is the most uplifting I ever get. She's saying she actually doesn't completely agree with the second law of thermodynamics, and she doesn't believe what's commonly referred to as the heat death of the universe will happen, where nothing can exist. She thinks life will change. That universe, an unknowable number of billions or trillions of years into the future, life will be so different, it will continue. And she jokingly said, "That's as positive as I get." Asked the Department of Home Affairs, reality is cancelled. Found it would be boring at best. Yeah. Okay, look, I'm going to put AZ on because I've got to go out and get a couple of things. And it might take me a minute or two. So I'll let AZ run things while I'm gone. Full screen him. And I'll be back soon. All right, I might pause AZ there, and I'm back. Why, Ray's going survivalist, growing food, hunting. Go for it. Actually, I mean, growing your own food, extremely, but besides being good for you, extremely responsible as well. And as much as it upsets some people, I'm a meat eater. If someone is hunting for food, I have no problem with it. I find sports hunting weird and creepy. I'm going to kill animals because I enjoy it. That's kind of fucked up. All right. But gonna pour out one for the homies. Running joke about these being a urine sample. It's just a question of how well hydrated is something. Anyone who produces urine that looks like this needs to hydrate more. It's not super unhealthy, but they probably do need to hydrate more. Just want to chill this. I could have got some of my sexy clear ice actually, but there was just one of these big cubes left, so I decided to use it. Oh man, that's really fucking good, actually. Yum. All right, I'm going to put some orange peel in. Spritz some orange oils. I love that fresh citrus. Oh, nice. Rays, do you already know how to tan hides? Are you going to learn how to tan hides? Again, great practical skill. And as you say, use every part of the animal. I look, freely admit, clear ice. So I've got a prejudice with my fetish. Oh no, I accidentally got 2 cherries. Fuck it. That's God. God wanted that to happen. You might have thought I was an atheist, but when I try to spear a cherry for a while and fail, but then suddenly spear 2 cherries, that's God. That is evidence of God. Oh, nice, Rays. You learned how to tan hides. Again, excellent friggin' skills, man. Chill my drink, chill my drink. Do, 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 do. Yeah, cheers, y'all. That's fucking yummy. That is really fucking yummy. Man, I make good fucking drinks. Just throwing it out there. Yes. 2 cherries in a single shot. Checkmate, atheists. Oh, God. Okay, that actually came up in a book. Audio book I was listening to. I always default saying a book I was reading. But anyone who thinks listening to audio books is not real reading, for a long time, that was the most common way to experience a book, someone doing a public reading. It was more common than people sitting with a novel and reading it. There were public performances, either literally in theatres or a reading in libraries. That was the most common way people experienced novels. But I was listening to Chuck Wendig's books as 2 books. One's called Wanderers, and the sequel's called I could look it up. Wayward. See, I remembered. The sequel's called Wayward. It's really good. It's a thing that it's a story that actually involves a global pandemic that kills 99% of the population, artificial intelligence. So very weird, pertinent stuff. Like he wrote the original one before COVID, and then we had a fucking global pandemic. Good books. But anyway, there's a bit in the sequel where it's about field dressing an animal. They've shot a deer. And yeah, it's like, you have to cut around the butthole, and there's a whole thing because you do not want to rupture the intestines or the stomach, or it will taint the meat. So it's the whole thing about coring around the butthole, like coring an apple. Ms. M Creations, did you enjoy walking in while I was just talking about coring around a butthole of a deer that's being... Sorry, it's just the way things go here, basically. Sorry, I'm just making my. Oh, Zem, you missed. I actually made a dirty martini, and yes, that was a non-deliberate, but I heard it when I was saying it about the taint. Don't want to taint the meat. Um, I actually made a dirty martini, and it was really good. Actually, Ray's got to do some shit. Take care, brew. Take care. I currently have this cocktail. Milk clarified cocktail. It's really fucking good. Yum. Anyway, what are we? Halfway through June. And of course, because some people do dry July. Not me, but some people do. So I'm going to cater to them. And I've done this before. I'm going to do some clarified non-alcoholic cocktails because I just think it's a much more interesting flavor. You know, like most mocktails are just like fruit juice and sugar. Sorry, I'm clearing up blemishes on my orange peel. It distracts me. Yeah. So, but milk clarifying a cocktail mellows out flavors, and so that works with non-alcoholic components as well as alcoholic. So you can use some really strong and even bitter elements that normally would be a bit in a non-alcoholic beverage, but then you milk clarify it and it mellows everything and smooths it out. So, like one thing, for instance, a common flavor in the old milk punches, milk clarified cocktails was tea. You make really strong tea, and when you milk clarify it, it strips out all the tannins. So you still have tea flavor, but you don't get the harsh bitterness from the tea. So over the next couple of weeks, because I got less than 2 weeks, over the next week, I'm going to come up with some. Actually, I might do some shorts. Oh yes, Dry July and Rye July. Which, interestingly, okay, Rye. Besides saying bye bye, Miss American Pie, drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry with good old boys drinking whiskey and rye. Rye is a whiskey. They should have said bourbon and rye. Why did he not say bourbon and rye? I don't know. But anyway, so Melbourne has, and Kirsten would know this for sure, but I'm sure it's in their marketing. Melbourne has Australia's only specialist rye whiskey distillery, the Gospel, and I regularly get stuff from them. They haven't put out a special release for a little while, but I regularly get their rye whiskies. It's in these neat square bottles. But they also put out a non-alcoholic drink last year to support people doing Dry July. Yeah, no. But it's bourbon's whiskey, but rye is whiskey. Rye whiskey. So good old boys drinking whiskey and rye is like good old boys drinking whiskey and whiskey. So the lyric should have been good old boys drinking bourbon and rye, saying this will be the day that I die. Just my pedantry. Yeah, Kirsten, you think it's true. They are the other distilleries make rye whiskies, but the Gospel specializes in rye whiskey. They don't do non-rye whiskies. So, most fancy type of alcohol. That's going to depend on fancy is a subjective word. Like off the top of my head, most people would say champagne's the most fancy alcohol. You're in bad country. Thank you, medical establishment, for giving Dr. Abigail very serious pain relief. Rye bread. Well, rye whiskey literally does bring in some of the flavors of rye bread. When rye is the dominant grain in a whiskey, it tends to taste a little bit spicier, it's just that little bit stronger flavor, like how rye bread has that really unique taste. So There you go. Oh, man, that's fucking good. Always amazed. Just chuck shit together and clarify it, and it tastes good. But yeah, so over the next week or so, I was thinking of what I might do. I might do a longer, hey, dry July, I fucking see you people who don't want to drink alcohol or at least want to take a break from alcohol. You know, here's a little trick you might not, and I've done this before. Here's a little trick you might not have thought of. Making milk clarified drinks because just really great flavors, but it can be non-alcoholic. And of course, this whole thing, when someone says they're not drinking alcohol, you need to know the reason. Like, is it a really, particularly if it's, say, religious, you mean like no alcohol at all? Because bitters in a drink, like Australia's favorite, lemon, lime, and bitters, bitters is alcoholic, like 40% or more alcohol. But because it's only a couple of dashes spread out over a tall drink, there's no measurable amount of alcohol. Like, it doesn't meet any legal definition of an alcoholic beverage. But if you had a moral or religious objection to alcohol at all in any form, you couldn't have a drink that had alcoholic bitters in it, because even though it's a minuscule amount, it is still alcohol. So it's all a thing. I don't understand that question, Safa. Do you mean like the zero alcohol beers or spirits? If it's a thing that's supposed to remind you of alcohol but doesn't have alcohol in it, yeah, of course that's not alcohol. But yeah, I was just saying, philosophically, I think a drink with bitters in it is not alcoholic because the bitters is diluted so much. It's barely a measurable amount of alcohol, and it certainly doesn't meet any legal definition of an alcoholic beverage. Like I said, if your reason for not drinking alcohol was a deep moral or religious thing, saying I must not drink alcohol at all, then you shouldn't drink bitters. But, you know, what are you going to do? So I need to think on what are some fun things I could do for non-alcohol. So I think I might do a longer video where I do a couple of cocktails and talk in more depth about how they're made. And I also might repurpose it to do some shorts. YouTube shorts, they're a thing. Yes. Safa, Russia's alcohol abuse is different to Australia's alcohol abuse. But yes, both renowned pissheads. There you go, Kirsten. Religious people you know don't drink lemon, lime, and bitters. Sorry, say that again. Religious people you know who don't drink still drink lemon, lime, and bitters. Again, I think it depends on the religion. I'm not sure. But you think it's just because he's an idiot. Okay. Yeah, I think, for instance, a Muslim who is very observant of the rules would not have lemon, lime, and bitters. But I think someone who's just, like there are various Christian sects who say don't drink alcohol. I think a lot of them would be okay with lemon, lime, and bitters because what they object to is inebriation or stimulation. So they're not going to get it. Oh yeah, no, I agree, Safa. Russia's alcohol abuse is literally tragic. It's like killing so much of the population. Oh fuck, that's so fucking yummy. Yeah, so I'm probably, when I think about these non-alcoholic drinks, I'm probably going to be raiding the kitchen for those. Okay, Salvos and Mormons. Salvos definitely should be okay with lemon, lime, and bitters. I think Mormons should be as well. I'm not exactly sure how strict the prescription is with Mormons. But yeah, from my limited understanding, certainly with a lot of Muslims, a lemon, lime, and bitters wouldn't be acceptable. So, but yeah, it depends what your thinking is behind it. If your thing is, I don't want to get inebriated, drink lemon, lime, and bitters because you're not going to get fucking inebriated. But to each their own, basically. There's like the whole thing, and this goes for politics, religion, and all those things. It's kind of like when someone says, because of my beliefs, I can't do this thing. And it's like, even if I think it's stupid, I'll just go, sure. If that's your choice, that's your choice. But when they say, because of my beliefs, you can't do a thing. If the thing I'm doing is not hurting other people, then it's like, fuck you. Oh yeah, no, they've got a real thing about coffee, the stimulant in coffee, but they drink lemon lime bitters. Yeah, it's I don't know, Mormons, the Ralph Wiggum of the Christian world. I mean, I don't make much secret of my views about religion, but holy shit, Mormonism, seriously, that shit's just ridiculous. Oh, I feel like I haven't made a clarified cocktail for a couple of weeks, and this is fucking awesome. Well, again, see, Muslims who drink heaps. I know Jewish people who eat pork. It's down to what you do. So yeah, it's a whole thing. Oh. You know what? Actually, talking about the rye whiskey, just before I switch to non-alcoholic drinks, which I'm going to, I've got some soda water here. Man, I feel like doing a taste comparison of some rye whiskies. Go over and look what I've got. I bought some more Starward Twofold the other day because it's cheaper almost everywhere at the moment. Some people are advertising it as special, like about $60 to $62 instead of $80. And some of it actually just saying, no, this is our price now. But whatevs, because I used a lot of it in the liqueur that I'm barrel aging at the moment. I thought, I'm getting a backup while people are selling it cheap. But there's more left than I thought. So I've got a lot of Twofold, which is fine because it's a really nice whiskey. That is true, Justin. Muslims don't eat pork either, which led to the Tim Minchin song, because Tim Minchin raised Jewish, and trying to get some common ground with Jewish and Muslim people. There's a line that goes, so if you don't eat pork and we don't eat pork, why not eat pork together? I think it's, what's the reason for not eating pork? That it's an unclean animal. Now I'm getting that whole bit of dialogue from Pulp Fiction, where Jules is saying he doesn't dine on swine because it's a filthy animal. And Vincent is like, but pork chops taste good. Bacon tastes good. He's like, yep, sewer rat might taste like pumpkin pie, but I'm not going to eat it because it's a filthy motherfucker. So Jules's reason not eating pork, they eat and root in shit. And on the way humans farm them, I think in the wild, pigs are not worse than anything else, but humans certainly farm them that way. Pigs live in mud and shit on human farms. Oofed. Yeah, you know what? Just randomly, I'm going to do some rye comparisons because I think I have at least 2 different ryes over here. Let me check. What's over here? Okay, so I've got the Gospel Stout Cask Rye. I'm sure I've got an Archie Rose rye here. Rye malt. Nocturne. Is there another one? I'm just in a fucking mood to do a comparison. Smoked heritage rye malt. All right, we are doing some rye whiskey comparisons from some very different rye whiskies. I think I'll put them there. Yeah, okay. Let's get little tasting glasses and have a little taste. A couple of Glencairn glasses I got from different events. Went to whiskey events. Yes, Kirsten, never trust a pig farmer. There's that great bit from the Guy Ritchie film Snatch where the terrifying mobster Bricktop talks about pigs being able to eat corpses. So never trust a man who keeps pigs because he might be planning to chop you up and feed you to the piggies. Right, okay. So, Archie Rose, Maiden Night, Nocturne Cask, Rye Malt Whiskey. Just a little bit, just doing little tastes. Hey, Strictly Sega, how you doing? Justin, I understand pigs are regarded as intelligent, but the whole thing about a 3 to 4 year old human is both subjective and borderline meaningless. Depends what you mean by intelligence. Pigs don't talk, do they? But it's kind of like various like crows, corvids can solve logic puzzles at the level of a 4, 5, or 6 year old sometimes. Nice, Kirsten, granddaughter of a pig farmer. Did Granddad tell you about how he's going to fix people? All right, so the Maiden Eye Nocturne, and this actually has Maiden Eye Nocturne in it. This is a rye malt whiskey that was finished in. Okay, what does that smell like? Ooh, a little bit of burn on the nostrils when I come away. God damn. I'm so bad with the words on these. Is there a thing on here that gives me hints? Select casks matured Maiden Nocturne filled with bespoke blend of rye malt whiskey to impart notes botanical, infused Australian vin amer, subtle spice of rye, flavors of grapefruit zest, plum, cloves, and curry leaf. Just a hint of bitterness. Marketing shit. A bit spicy. Well, see, again, it depends how we measure intelligence. Because obviously dogs can do complex tasks. Dr. Abigail, all 3 to 4 year humans, man, even 5, 6 year old, really stupid. Yeah, they really are. They're pretty stupid. Oh my God, I remember there's a Twitter exchange that's absolutely priceless where one person's saying like, the debate on abortion is stupid. Abortion is completely justified no matter why someone wants one. And someone responds, I can think of a lot of babies that would disagree. And the person responds, I could easily beat a baby in a debate. And Safa, thank you for the flattery. I'm not super intelligent. I'm reasonably intelligent, And yes, Megaleech and Abigail, I think crows are both more intelligent and more empathetic than some adult humans. It definitely has that rye spice. Mm. Ooh, and it does. Again, I'm just going up. The marketing's got me, but it does have a bit of the clove and kitchen spice thing happening. Teeny bit of bitterness. Oh, now the middle one, the gospel one, their rye finished in stout casks. Sorry, I just had this as a dirty sock smell. That's not very good marketing, is it? Smells like dirty socks. It's a bit yeasty. I think that's where the dirty socks things came into my mind. It's yeah, yeasty but pleasant. Kirsten, which distillery does Dave Withers work in? Loves the tasty note creme fraiche. This is a bit yeasty. I just say, as I said, that yeasty makes sense because it was finished in beer casks. I like them both. That's probably more to my taste. Oh, Kirsten, okay, he's from Archie Rose. Cool. Justin, I think, okay, miscarriages are not abortions. And I think that's a slight overstatement as well. Sorry, strictly saying, I love that. I don't even look Dan Andrews, let alone Tim Smith. I don't know, I'm half Tim Smith. And Mega H, oh God, you're doing the discussion with a right-wing emailer. Oh, it's just, yeah. That's the whole thing. So what's this last one? Oh, this is the smoky one. Smoke. What did they smoke this with? Smoke heritage rye malts. Stringy bark. Okay. Refreshing original take on traditional peated whiskey. Matured in French and American casks. Balances sweetness and spice to present notes of campfire, barbecued peaches, and prosciutto. I fucking love the marketing for alcohol. Seriously. Oh, Safra, I never drive to work. Oh, ma. There's just really subtle smoke in this. Oh, yeah, definitely like barbecue vibes. God damn, you know what I'd like to do with this? I'd like to bacon fat wash it. I got to do that at some point. With one of these smoked whiskies, bacon fat wash them. Just get mad fucking barbecue flavors in there. And Strictly Sega, you offer very good advice, I think. About things to not say to women who've been through miscarriage, because it's a traumatic experience the vast majority of times. Oh, Lorks a lordy. Oh, that's nice and clean. That's cleaning my palate. The blood orange and sage soda water. Because I've got all these other things sitting on my palate. A few quite strong clumps. I reckon I'm going to move these out of the way. I don't want to break you. I'll fucking clean up the bar tomorrow night when I get home from work. I'm actually pretty good at it. Keeping the bar clean. I like put everything away, glasses in the dishwasher, wipe down the bar because there's going to be sticky bits all over it. Oh God, Mega H, you're messing with this person. Okay, what? Sorry, what was this? Do babies go to heaven? If heaven, what's the rate of deconversions? It's Oh, actually, if I remember my Catholic upbringing, unbaptized babies go to purgatory, and good Catholics have to pray for them. And when sufficient Catholics do sufficient prayers, then the babies go to heaven. So there you go. Sophie, you're actually going to ask me about cleaning. I don't clean on the night. I can't be fucked. It's like next day, I put the bottles away. Take the glasses out to the dishwasher, and I wipe down the bar so it's not sticky. Oh, I say Miguelich, they're not Catholic. Okay, fair enough. Oh, God, I remember that song. Sheep go to heaven, goats go to hell. Goats go to hell because of those weird fucking eyes they have. What's with a goat's pupil that kind of looks like an hourglass? That is no wonder people have associated goats with evil. Goats just look weird and fucked up. Safa, the last time I was in a church was my mum's funeral. The time previous to that, my sister's funeral. And previous to that was probably some weddings. Justin, I was baptized Catholic. God, I literally probably have both somewhere in a file somewhere. I probably have both my baptismal and confirmation certificates. Raymond didn't get a funeral because, I don't know, maybe he's still alive at the bottom of the well. I believe most people in the family believe Raymond fell down a well in the backyard. He might still be there. Who knows? Okay, Safa. Okay, here's where I'm a heretic. Your traditional hot cross buns have, the spiced fruit in them, the currants, the sultanas, the whatever, and I don't like those. I love the more modern ones that have no fruit in them, and have like, I don't know, choc chips or caramel flavor. And yeah, Mega Leech, when you age, I think you go through a thing where for a while most of the group things you attend are like 21st birthday parties, then most of them are weddings, and then most of them are funerals. I'm definitely at that phase. I was actually not a funeral, but an online sort of memorial thing for one of the old school YouTubers who's known as Zipster, who died recently. So a bunch of the sort of original sort of first wave YouTubers were having an online memorial for him today. So it was Saturday night, American time, when they were doing it, but it was this morning, lunchtime, our time. And I went on it. I never actually met this guy, Zipster. It's just this memorial was full of people I did meet, and I wanted to catch up with them. So, so I'm probably going to have more things like that, memorials for people I know through YouTube. AIDSy was one, but that was a physical in-person thing for me. This one for Zipster was an online thing. I am probably over the next, well, I was going to say 10 years, but for the rest of my life, I'm probably going to end up having a lot of memorials for people I only know through YouTube. Kirsten, baby showers. Sorry, that's another thing. Yes, baby showers. I forgot that. Yeah, Justin, your baptism was for your grandparents. Yeah, no, my parents were very into it. I said, man, I was even an altar boy. I feel like I haven't talked about being an altar boy for a while, but I was for fucking 6 years. And no, I never got molested by a Catholic priest. In fact, I am not aware of any significant uh, allegations or confirmed cases of abuse by Catholic priests in Dubbo. Mind you, I've never fucking looked into it, but who the fuck knows? Justin, no, I have not made funeral plans for myself. I mean, realistically, I should. I should have a will. I don't have a will. I should have a will. I mean, I don't have any fucking money or fucking assets. Mrs. Angry updated her will for COVID because she's just more together and organized and adult than I am. Well, that's an interesting one, Strictly Sega. You were a Christian as a teen, started reading books by Richard Bach. Is that's the guy who wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull? Yeah, I mean, I could do a will, but seriously, I don't have fucking any money or assets. Oh, Swedish death cleaning. Yes. I've heard of this. And it's not a bad idea to get your shit in order, actually. To be ready in case you die, so you don't have too much shit for your surviving family members to go through. That's actually a pretty solid concept. If you've never heard of it, just go look it up, Swedish death cleaning. Or even, because we're on the internet, I could look it up right now. Okay, I'm going to see how long it takes to autocomplete Swedish, English, Swedish meatballs. Okay, it didn't automatically. Yeah, I put a D though. Didn't go to Swedish dick. I went to Swedish death cleaning. Ooh, there is an Australian website, swedishdeathcleaning.com.au. Let's see what they say. This is all about decluttering, essentially. 4-box method. All right. The spruce. What does the spruce say about it? Swedish death cleaning is a method of organizing and decluttering your home before you die to lessen the burden of your loved ones after you've passed. Usually older people or those battling a terminal illness will do Swedish death cleaning. Brainchild of author Margareta Magnusson, coined the term in her 2017 book, The Gentle Art of Swedish Death Cleaning. How to free yourself and your family from a lifetime of clutter. So, I mean, it's actually an ace idea. It's a straight up idea. I'll say thank you, Ms. M. Okay, Ms. M Creations. I like all my shirts. This one just says Cocktail Lounge with a martini in it. That's good. And yes, Safa, the Swedish death cleaning would be good for someone who's just a hoarder. You just get rid of shit. Honestly, Ms. M, thank you. I love them too. In fact, okay, here's a funny one. I didn't do a stream on Saturday, but the shirt I was wearing on Saturday is one of my original ones. It's kind of bright pink, and I don't know if it's just because it's one of the first ones that got sick of it, but often I think like they're not get rid of any I would consider getting rid of, and it's like that one. But it's in my mind, it's not one of my favorite ones. But literally every time I wear it, someone compliments it. So it's weird. Like I just went to a local pizza place. We had an at-home date. Okay, this leads into what I'm saying, Safa. We had an at-home date night. Local pizza place does good pizza. I actually got a calzone they make, which is just like a folded over pizza, really yummy. Mrs. Angry got a seafood salad they make, which she just said was really good. And anyway, I went there to get it and pick it up, and just the young lady serving me, okay, it was cold, so I was wearing a jacket, so she only saw this bit of it, and she said, "Oh, like I really like your shirt," and I'm like, "Thank you." And it just reminded me, literally, even though it's not my favorite shirt, every time I wear it, someone compliments me. You know what? It's because it's in the. Now I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it. I'll just be a few seconds. I'm going to get out of the dirty clothes basket. Okay, I don't know why I wanted to do this, but I wanted to do it. So, okay, this is the shirt I'm talking about. So, this is one of the first ones I got. And I've got one that's the same basic design, but the dominant color scheme is blue. You've got these diamonds, and you've got different cocktail glasses on it. And it's nice. It's nice. But it's not my favorite. The chicken wasn't in charge because it's only gone a really short time. I've got the same design, but the dominant color scheme is blue. But yeah, it's like that's not my favorite, but it gets a compliment every time I go. So okay, so yeah, I did watch some stuff. Oh my god. Okay, we got slightly surprised. We watched the last episode of a show we'd been watching called Funny Woman, which seems like it was trying to cash in on Mrs. Maisel. It's not bad. It's not as good as Mrs. Maisel, but it's not bad. But then I went on to Prime, and I didn't realize the new season of Star Trek Strange New Worlds has started. Just the first episode's there, and it was good, very action-packed. Okay, Dr. Abigail, have a sleep or whatevs. Ms. M going to design shirt. Look, there's a lot of places that can make you custom shirts. Let's see, you know me, cocktail theme stuff design-wise. That's me. Oh, yes. There you go. Dr. Abigail and I both watched episode 1 last night. Very action-packed. It was a very action-packed episode. So, yeah, I am looking forward to this season of Strange New Worlds. Good Star Trek. Well, we'll see how it goes. Oh no, Safi, you cooked a steak. Okay. Here's a weird thing. What I've been cooking, because a while back I had this idea to do a video for my cocktail channel of a clarified Bloody Mary. So I had to buy some tomato juice. So for the small, like I wanted 60 to 90 mils of tomato juice. The most economical way to get that was to buy a 2-liter bottle of tomato juice, which is fucking ridiculous. So it had just been sitting in my fridge. And it was actually Mrs. Angry's idea. She said, well, you could make like a pasta sauce. You could boil that down, reduce it, and concentrate it. So I chopped up some onion, garlic, mushroom, and fried that up, and then some herbs, some smoked paprika, which I fucking love, and then added all the tomato juice, and then had it on a slow simmer for hours till it reduced about 75%. It was about a quarter the volume, so it was this nice tomato sauce then. and then I cook that with some pasta, some tortellini. Fucking yum. And yes, thank you for the votes on will. I do. I need to do it. I absolutely need to do it. Even though I've got nothing to put in a will. But yeah, I do. Oh, thanks, Museum Creations. A design. See it tomorrow. Cool. Cool. And thankfully, Justin, I don't see in my family, it's really just Mrs. Angry and my offspring. But yeah. Ooh, that's an interesting take, Dr. Sorry, Kirsten, what the fuck? The V8 juice, hint of chili. I'm not big on chili, but I get what you're saying, that it's only a hint of chili. I was extremely pleased with how the clarified Bloody Mary turned out, because it basically tastes like a cold, slightly spicy soup. It was like water, but it had soup flavors. It wasn't soup consistency. It was typical clarified cocktail consistency, but it had sort of spicy soup flavors in it, which is very interesting. Having a savory clarified cocktail was very interesting. But because most, if not, all of the other clarified cocktails at least have a bit of sweetness in them. They're definitely not savory. They'll either be citrusy or sweet, or some hybrid of citrusy and sweet. But making my clarified Bloody Mary had tomato juice and chili and Worcestershire sauce and other things in it. So it was savory, but it had just this really clean, bright taste. It was actually quite good. If I hadn't already used all the tomatoes, I was thinking, because I was talking earlier about doing non-alcoholic stuff for Dry July, I could do a Virgin Mary. I could do a clarified Virgin Mary. I might still do that, actually. I might do that. Justin, your birthday is next week. Cool. Are you going to tell us which day? Can we do a happy birthday for you? So, Kirsten, you and husband have done your wills to have guardians for your cats. That's good thinking. That's very good thinking. I like that. But see, Mrs. Angry actually has assets, which is why she updated her will when COVID happened. And I don't. So, if I had any assets, I'd be more focused on a will. But I don't, so I'm not. How it goes, basically. So, what are you going to do? Oh, no, Justin, no. I'm not going to count on you being online on your birthday. You just be doing what you do, my friend. I just want to know when to wish you a happy birthday. And I probably won't even remember if I see you on Friday. So if I don't see you on Thursday, but do see you on Friday, remind me that I owe you a happy birthday. I was going to show you something. I got this on a whim when I was ordering something else off a website because it was really cheap. Oh, it's in the cupboard. Gotta go to the cupboard. Used to be a clothing cupboard. Now it's a booze cupboard. Plus some sex hands. Well, Dr. Abigail's not even here to talk about sex hands. But it's like in this old style stoneware bottle, the black bottle. This is a brandy liqueur. Proudly family. It's so funny. It's like $20. It was so cheap. And I thought, I was ordering something else off the website, basically overproof rum. And it's like, I don't know. So true. I think this would make a good brandy Alexander, actually. A low alcohol brandy Alexander. Put a little bit of it on ice. Just a little bit. What? Yeah, it's only 20% ABV. So it's diluted brandy. Yeah. Isn't it cute? It was like $20. It was on the Superfly website. Because they have the bean. They are the outlet for Beanley rum, which is a rum distillery in Queensland, which I believe is actually Australia's oldest rum distillery. Bundaberg is the most famous. I'm just going to go on record that Bundaberg's shit. I'm never buying Bundaberg rum again. Beanley does some good rums, though. Oh, gosh. Justin, that literally happened only a week or so ago. Someone on the stream did not know AIDSy had died. And I had to break it to them. That was the first one in a while. It's like, oh, God, he's been dead almost 6 months. And I had to tell someone. I feel like it's going to keep happening. Ooh, nice. Guessing you got an old Seppeltsford decanter. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably going to keep this. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll probably keep it. But yes, I just stir a bit of it on ice. Also, putting a bit more flavor into the orange peel for Mrs. Angry to put in her hot chocolate in the morning. So from I'm going to buy any tech, not really planning to. But I might get a new camera this year. We'll see. Okay, Beanley was license number 2. There you go. And I also love their history. They sort of were born out of someone who had an illegal still on a riverboat next to a sugar refinery. It's fucking awesome. Justin, no idea. I would have assumed AIDSy would have a will, seeing he was a hair's breadth from death for 20 years. I would have assumed he would have had a will. Actually, yes, Mega Leech. I'm also, because a sound recorder will be much cheaper than a new camera, I maybe need to get a new sound recorder. Keeping track of practical things for me. But yes, I may or may not get a new camera. Sorry, is this what's going on? Are we at cross purposes? I think Safa was just talking to me about tech. Did you think Beanley was being... I don't know. Sorry, that's just really funny. If that was a genuine mix-up and you weren't talking about two different things, that's just fucking cracking me up. Oh, fuck! That's actually really yummy. That brandy liqueur is really fucking yummy. And yes, I need a fucking producer. I swear to God, so much time when I'm like my creative thing at the moment is the cocktail channel. And yeah, it's going okay, it's fine and whatnot. But so much of the time, I just think I don't want to be doing this on my own. I want to be working with someone. But yeah, this fucking brandy liqueur is yummy. Fuck yeah. Good question, Heine. Handycam or interchangeable lens camera? I just want something that does nice, crisp, like 4K images, and even better if it does good slow-mo. That would be my thing. That seems quite expensive, though, so I don't know. I don't know if I will get a new camera, basically. Who the hootin' heck knows? That's just so sweet. I'm thinking, yeah, I think you could just pour that over ice cream, actually. Oh, shit. I think this over ice cream would be quite nice. Thank you for the tip, Heine. I actually do respect your judgment on cameras. Get another handycam. End up playing with focus all the time. Yeah. It's a while since I bought a video camera, but there used to be this whole thing. And it was some weird fucking shit with tax. The difference between a video camera and a still digital camera. But I was getting video specific cameras because I used to do long single take videos, and the SLRs, DSLRs used to have a limit, an artificial limit on how much video they could record in one take. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't know because it's so long since I bought one. I'd also rather not buy it off the internet. I'd rather go into a camera store with someone who knew what they were talking about and be able to have a conversation with them and talk about what I wanted out of the camera and get their recommendation. But people I used to go to don't either the camera store actually shut down or they don't work in the camera store anymore. Either fucking way, it's just made my life a little more difficult. So man, that is so fucking, it's so fucking sweet. Honestly, I'm trying to think what that would work with. Because it's fine. It's a little bit sickly sweet. Trying to think maybe have it in a highball with some bitters. Actually, maybe even like the ginger ale I have. That and ginger ale with some bitters. That could be really fucking yummy, actually. Oh. All right. And follow that up with some more of my sody water. Oh, and Safa, you may be pleased to learn I did start watching season 2 of Star Wars Visions on Disney Plus. I've only watched like the first 3. Quite enjoyed them though. bit of a focus on the Sith from what I've seen. Yeah, but I love the different styles they do in that, because for those who are unfamiliar with it, this is a thing Disney Plus have done. Like Disney owns Star Wars now. They commissioned very different animation studios to do a Star Wars short animation, usually about 10 to 15 minutes. And stylistically, they tend to be radically different, which is very entertaining. And even tone and mood wise, some of them are very dark and serious. Some of them are very light and humorous. Have I really been just reeling off all the bingo ones tonight? See, and that's why the bingo exists, because I really do just say the same shit all the time. Do I think season 2 is better? I'd have to rewatch season 1, actually. It was a while ago that I watched season 1, and I did enjoy season 1. The bits I've watched of season 2, very good. So I would actually have to rewatch season 1 to give them a proper appraisal. And there's a lot to watch, so I don't know if I'll do that. There's a whole bunch of things coming back. We said Star Trek coming back. I think there's going to be another season of The Boys very soon, which is a thing I like. But we shall see. I did watch them with Mrs. Angry after we watched Funny Lady and Star Trek Strange New Worlds. It was like 45 minutes before we are going to go to bed. We're just chilling. And I just started putting on Visions, and we watched a couple of episodes of it. And Mrs. Angry seemed to enjoy it. So I filed that away. She enjoys it. When we're filling in a little bit of time on TV watching night, like say tomorrow, we have to find something new tomorrow. We'll see. There are actually a shit ton of movies I want to watch. There's like probably half a dozen movies are free on the streaming services now that I want to watch. To see if there's one Mrs. Angry wants to watch. We'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, okay. So Barbra Streisand is Funny. I think this series, which was done in England, is actually called Funny Woman. So I think I stumbled when I said Funny Lady because I'm much more familiar with the Barbra Streisand one. Which, if not her first movie, God, now I've got hiccups. It's a very early movie for her. And it's called Funny Woman. And I kind of think like it's a riff on the amazing Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, I know you're an old movie junkie. Yes. It's set in England in the 60s. And Mrs. Angry and I kind of had fun going, I think they have a very weird idea of what life was actually like in the 60s. But it was entertaining enough. It's not as good as The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. But yeah, we have to have something new to watch tomorrow night. We have to look and see if there's a series we want to watch or maybe watch a movie. Who knows? Perk up when we talk about old movies. I don't know if you've seen you actually, Kirsten, I think you're right. I think the Streisand movie was Funny Girl, not Funny Woman. There you go. Funny Lady, Funny Woman, Funny Girl. Oh, yeah, it's a whole thing. Strictly Sega, I don't know if you've seen these videos on YouTube, but I think you might like them. Criterion put them up. Criterion do sort of high-end disc releases of movies, and they do a lot of art house stuff. They do these videos on YouTube where actors and directors and film and entertainment people it's called like they go into the closet. They basically go into this very small space, which might as well be a closet, that's lined with discs, and they just look around and they pick which of these movies from the Criterion collection they want to go. So they just go through and they go, oh, this one, and they'll say why this is important to them and they want it. And it's actually very interesting. It's like it's actors and writers and directors. So Strictly Sega, if you haven't seen it, I think you'd enjoy it. It's a series on YouTube, and I think there's quite a few of them. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, you have seen it. I kind of thought you'd know it. I thought you would know it. Megaleech, what is Forever? I actually don't know what that is. I know there's two movies about rich people getting what's coming to them. One's about a cruise and one's about a restaurant. The cruise has Woody Harrelson in it. The restaurant has Ralph Fiennes in it. And I want to watch both of them because I want to watch, rich people get what's coming to them. So I want to watch both of those. I mean, even the new Avatar movie is free on Disney Plus now. I probably want to watch that at some point. But I have seen a whole bunch of movies I actually want to watch. And honestly, I thought I would spend my afternoon watching stuff because Mrs. Angry had a thing lined up with a friend of hers. They have exactly the same birthday, not just the date, but also the year. And her friend had lined up this tour of some historic house in Melbourne. And so I thought I was going to be by myself for quite a few hours. I was going to watch it. but Mrs. Angry has been unwell and wasn't well enough to take it up, which was a disappointment to her. So she's been playing not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And I didn't want to interrupt that because she wasn't well and it distracted her for how unwell she was feeling. So I was like on YouTube, apart from an hour when I was playing Red Dead Redemption, where I was just murdering people. I didn't save it. It's just like, yeah, Arthur's just going to go through this town and fucking kill everyone until everyone's dead. So I do that when that's a weird sort of therapy I do. Go on Red Dead Redemption and just like fucking murder a town. Okay, so Megaleech Forever is on Prime. Married couple, same old life, interspersed with lake house trips, shake things up with screen. Who knows? Okay, I have to look because I have Prime. I have no idea what that is. I have to see what it is. And as we end the last couple minutes, got my double cherry. Okay, now here's the thing, because these are like my favorite thing, these Luxardo cherries. The one I had on Friday night had a nasty gritty bit in it, which I didn't like, which I'd never had before. That was awful. That's classic. Junior Shea, you want to watch The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari? I know the film of which you speak, but I've never watched it. No, I did not have a hangover on Saturday. I didn't drink that much on Friday night. Oh, there was a more recent version of Dr. Caligari because the original was like somewhere between the 30s and the 50s, wasn't it? And I also think there's a reference in Neil Gaiman's Sandman comics, the writer who imprisons one of the muses. A book he writes is The Cabaret of Dr. Caligari, which was a very interesting sort of take. So, yeah, Safi, usually the worst I get, not a hangover as such, but being a bit tired and a bit. So, what did we went? We went to 1 on Friday night. I don't reckon I even drank that much on Friday night. I mean, I was drunk. I was Tim Smith, definitely. But you know, I was done. Oh wow! See, okay, I don't even. That just makes me think you went into a hospital today, Strictly Sega. You did a brain scan and Blood of Heroes. In Blood of Heroes, they play a weird version of football. Oh yes. Oh, wasn't that Salute of the Jugger? Did they release it under a different name on disc? I'm sure that Aussie film with Rutger Hauer with the weird sport was originally released under the name Salute of the Jugger. Yes. See, I fucking know my Ozploitation films. That's the Aussie name. There you go. See, I know my Ozploitation. There you go. And speaking of Ozploitation, I still have to watch that doco, Not Quite Hollywood. Yeah, okay. So the version you had was the American release. There you go. Now, I need to watch the doco, Not Quite Hollywood, that's just about all the weird, fucked up films Australia made in the 70s and early 80s. Everything from Alvin Purple to Salute of the Jugger. Yeah, that's weird. And also, I've still got it bookmarked on Prime. Prime has some fucked up, weird old films. If we talk 80s and previous old, they've got Mad Dog Morgan, where Dennis Hopper plays the Australian bushranger Mad Dog Morgan. And I watched a little bit of it so it'd save it into my history. I need to watch the whole thing. And what's so funny is the print that they've put on fucking Prime is such low res. It's like a 720 DPI video, and so you put it on a modern TV and it's very blurry. But I'm gonna watch it at some point. Dennis Hopper doing a fucking weird Australian bushranger movie, Mad Dog Morgan. But yeah, there is some trippy fucking stuff on Prime, quite honestly. Strictly saying, Dennis Hopper is over the top in literally everything he's in, and I fucking love it. He's also, I think he was the first person I read. I didn't hear. I read this in an interview, but he's one of the first people I was aware of who did the thing, which I think is a very interesting observation. When you start talking about religion and spirituality and whatnot, and afterlife, he did the thing. He says, like, when someone's asking him about his religious beliefs, and he said, "I'm not religious, but it's interesting to think." When you die, if you're buried, you decompose, your component atoms go back into the earth as nutrients, which can create new life. So in a certain point of view, you do live on, you have an afterlife, as in, you know, your the nutrients from your decaying body could promote plant life, which promotes animal life and whatnot, which is a very interesting thing. Here's the first one. Yes, Last of the Knucklemen. Yes, which I also haven't seen. It has the dude with the wonky eye in it, who was in fucking everything in Australia in the 70s. He's in the TV series Homicide. He was in a couple. His name is George something. And I think he's the lead. Or if Dennis Hopper's in it, he's probably the lead. But I just remember this guy. I feel like his name's George something, and he had a wonky eye, and he was in fucking everything. It wasn't Costanza Safa. Yeah, Justice C. Yeah, you're in with that. That's why you want to be buried. Yeah, and it literally is. But there are actual burial services. They don't cremate you. They do some freeze drying thing. So your remains are still nutrients, and they literally plant a tree into your freeze dried and powdered remains. So a tree grows out of the nutrients that remain of you. It's interesting when we talk about these. Marty Feldman. No, not quite the I think that's a thyroid thing when your eyes really bug out and point in different directions. Okay, seriously. Okay, while we're talking, I'm on the fucking internet. Why am I trying to remember this? Last of Us? No. Last of the Mohicans? No. Put a K? No. Last of the King's Cross? No. Put an N? Last of the Knucklemen. There we go. No. Yes, there we go. Gerard Kennedy. I think that's who I was thinking of. Okay, but I need to bring up the cast. Yeah, Gerard Kennedy is the lead in it. Oh God, Mike Preston was in so much. He ran a game show. He's in Mad Max 2. And Dennis Miller? Wait. God, Steve Bisley's in it. Holy shit. I don't think Dennis Hopper's in it. I think you confused it. Jesus Christ, it's literally the comedian, Dennis Miller. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, God. Yeah, donating your body for medical science is a weird thing because medical students do weird things with the bodies that they do. But yeah, no, you letting people advance their understanding of the human body is a good thing. So yeah, Strictly Sega. It wasn't Dennis Hopper in Last of the Knucklemen. It was Dennis Miller. Fuck me. I didn't know he'd made a film in Australia, and he's one of the lead ones. But yeah, no, the lead guy, Jared Kennedy, had a wonky eye. Not bug eyes like Marty Feldman. He just had a wonky thing. Wait, Peter, the third listed guy, born in 49, he's actually in The Boys? Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's not that's a film. Oh, no, that's a really fucking unsettling film with David Wenham in it. Yeah, and it's inspired by a real case of these fucking murderers. Ugh, that's a really unsettling film because what it is brings it down into nasty shit. That's okay, Strictly Sega. We all mix things up. But honestly, my fucking mind was blown when the conservative American comedian Dennis Miller was in it. Jesus. Oh, okay, Kirsten. The donation of your body's in your will, so your mother can't argue. All right. Good. Good that you organised it. Watch a Gerard Kennedy film called Running from the Guns. Okay. Hey, Rays. Oh, shit, it's after 10. You know what? The only reason I'm still up is Mrs. Angry didn't tell me she was going to bed. So I'm going to sign off. Sorry, we just got deep into a film discussion in the last 15 minutes, which occupied my brain. She's a good mafia boss. I remember Gerard Kennedy being in a film about where Australia transitioned from newsreels to TV called Newsfront. Safra, I ate the cherry about 10 minutes ago. But yeah, no, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go and remind Mrs. Angry that it's bedtime. So I will see you fine folks another day, most probably on Tuesday. So please take care. Oh yeah, Strictly Sega. If you haven't seen it, Newsfront is a good movie. Bill Hunter. Bill Hunter's the lead in it, and he's fucking great. Bill Hunter's fucking awesome. And I think Steve Bisley's in that too, for fuck's sake. But yeah, Gerard Kennedy's in that. It's a good movie. Anyway, good night, one and all. See you another time. I will say